Welcome to the Bodybuilding Banter podcast, your number one source of all things bodybuilding. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on future episodes. Now, here's your host, Leroy Rollins.
All right, people. Welcome to the podcast. I'm here with my man, Nick Dompierre. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming on. So, man, introduce yourself to the people for those that might not know who you are and what you're all about, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So, my name is Nick Dompierre. I'm a professional skateboarder, a strength athlete, a model, a YouTuber. I'm really into strength training. I've been skateboarding ever since I was a kid, and yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun lately with my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I like to eat, I like to lift, and I like to skate.
Man likes his donuts. All right, let's start from the top, man. What got you into skateboarding? That's something that's a little out of the norm from the normal bodybuilding atmosphere I'm surrounded with. So tell me about that a bit.
Yeah, so I mean, I was actually skateboarding before I got into lifting.
Sure.
So I started skating since I started skating at the age of 12.
Okay.
And this skate park opened up near my house, and I always just, saw kids skateboarding there. I'd always ride my bike there.
Yep.
And my cousin had a skateboard, so I started using his. And I never owned my own, so every day after school, I'd go to his house, go in the garage,
bum it off him.
Yeah, and just go to the skate park all day long until it got dark out. And then I was just like seriously so hooked, man. Like I loved it so much. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like I'd be in school, I couldn't wait to get out of school so I can go to the park and skate. And I was just like, I absolutely loved it. So I started skating with like more people that were like better than me, that had sponsors and stuff. So that like got me driven to like want to get better too.
Right.
And just skating with more people just kind of gave me that drive to keep on going. And then, I actually got like sponsored, and then, then like just kind of worked my way up the ladder, turned amateur, turned pro. And yeah, man, it's been a pretty cool experience.
That's amazing. So how long were you skateboarding till you, officially turned pro?
So I started skating at 12, and I think I turned pro at 20.
Oh, wow. You were early.
Yeah, man. I just, I put my work in skating, and it just like, I skated every single day.
Yeah, for sure. The results speak for themselves, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
So in your skating career, did you get banged up a lot?
Never anything like really serious.
Sure.
It would just be like some sprained ankles here and there, some like swellbows, which we call them, like, when you land on your elbow blows up.
Totally.
So we call them like swellbows, or like hippers, where, say you slam on your hip, you just got like this big cherry on your hip.
Nice.
But nothing like serious, like I knew how to fall, and, sprained ankles are almost unavoidable if it's just like in certain cases.
Yeah, especially with what you do, right? Like that's just name of the game.
Yeah, never nothing major.
Cool. That's awesome. All right. So what I did, for those listening, I put up a little thing on my Instagram, the whole ask me a question thing on my story. Got flooded with questions about donuts and stuff, which for those that follow Nick know the reasoning behind that. But before we get into that, let's just get into just some kind of general stuff. So one of the questions I had, man, was how you got started on YouTube. Like, obviously your channel's done pretty well for itself, over 100,000 subs, which is unreal. But what got you into it? What started it all?
Okay, so basically when I started my fitness journey, like I had already been lifting for 4 years, and I started watching like YouTube and stuff. Like I didn't really know much about like training or nutrition,
right?
So I was watching like YouTubers and like watching their full days of eating, and just like watching all these videos. I'm like, damn, that's cool. Like I want to do this too, So I started YouTube in the beginning of 2015, and just like I filmed a full day of eating video, and then And then I was just like, wow, this is cool. And then it's almost like anything that I do, I get like super addicted to it.
Right.
So yeah, like I just started like filming videos, and I was doing like 2 to 3 videos per week just because I really liked it, like.
And what kind of content were you pumping out at the beginning?
It was mainly all just like day in the life, training vlogs, and just like days of eating, just basically like they're almost all the same video, but like it's just like different days, trying to like switch up different foods, different workouts, but like, it was a little repetitive, but like I just liked doing it and making them,
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
And then, I just basically did that, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. So basically it took me from 2015 to 2018 to get to like 9,000 subscribers.
9,000,
so,
is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a little slow in the beginning, in which, it's very hard to grow in certain areas if like you're not doing something kind of unique, like.
Yeah.
For instance, like say even like Instagram. Instagram is very, very hard to grow, unless like you know how the system works, or you use certain hashtags or this and that. Like, it's just very hard, and everybody's trying to do it. Everyone's trying to grow,
Yeah, exactly.
And so for YouTube, it wasn't like necessarily like, oh, I want 100,000 subscribers. It was just like I'm having fun with it, and then like, I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. Oh, this is awesome, cool. I hit 2,000, 5,000.
Yeah.
So it was like really cool to see the ladder of success after putting in all like the work,
Sure.
And then just even getting like engagement, people from all around the world watching your videos. And it's
that's super cool, eh?
It feels awesome, yeah. And so the beginning of 2018, I was doing the keto diet. So I was just experimenting with keto for a bit, and I was actually doing like a cheat meal once per week with the keto diet. So like I filmed like, my cheat meal, and then I put it on YouTube, and then I was actually heading out to Florida to link up with my homie Nate Figs. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of him, Nathan Figueroa. So I flew out there like the beginning of 2018. I think it was like the end of February or something.
Sure.
And so I was like, bro, let's fucking oh, I didn't mean to swear.
That's okay.
Like, yeah,
it's all good, bro.
let's film a cheat day, because I always wanted to film one. I wanted to film one for a while.
Yep.
And I was doing like these cheat meals. So like, at the end of the day, I would just have this massive, crazy like 5,000 calorie cheat meal. But then I was watching all of Nate's videos, and Nate and I had been friends for like a couple of years now. Nate skates, and he does all kinds of crazy food stuff as well.
Yeah, he's nuts.
So we linked up. I stayed at his house for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And we filmed like our first cheat day together. And whenever I posted the video, and then it was just crazy. Like, bro, I was getting like, like subscribers were just coming in, comments, engagement, and like then it just hit 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And I was like, I was like, bro, this is crazy.
Now, was his channel big at the time, or was it just totally the cheat meal thing must have took off? Or did you get
Nate's channel, he already has like 400,000 subscribers plus.
Oh, okay.
So he already had like a good amount. So it's like people seeing me from his channel.
Yep.
But then also I think it was like my video must have gotten like the cheat day algorithm. So it got
legit.
Kind of popularized. And so that was just like really cool to see, and I was like, wow, this is like really dope, and obviously like a lot of people like, oh, you just do it for views, blah, 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 blah. But like I truly enjoy filming and like eating my way through a cheat day.
No, for sure. And you can tell that from watching it, right? Like you can genuinely see that you're like having fun with it and you're enjoying it, and it's like that one day where you just kind of get to let loose, and 100%, right? Those people are just probably jealous of what
exactly.
you do.
That's what it kind of comes down to. I don't want to say jealousy, but it kind of does, But it's like I'm having fun. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and to like see my channel grow, it's like when you put so much time and effort into a video, like you want to have a lot of people to watch it. You want to have a lot of people to comment and like the video. You know what I mean? Because you're putting all that time and hard work into it. Who wouldn't want that?
Well, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And like it's so funny. People like to post on Instagram or whatever, right? You throw a photo up, you add a caption, you're good. But right, when you're doing like vlogs and stuff, like a vlog might take me like a couple hours to edit, and like those cheat day videos that you do with like the time lapses and like the transitions and stuff, like that stuff takes time, and you're right in saying that like you want people to see it because you put work into it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not just like, oh, I just throw a quick edit together. Like these videos take me anywhere from 6 to 9 hours, depending on who's in the video.
Exactly.
Like there's a bunch of people in it, it could take up to 10 hours, because there's so much more going on.
Yep.
But like for my own like personal cheat days that I film like by myself, I can get them done within like 6 to 7 hours of editing. You know, then that's not including like the thumbnail, uploading the video, putting all the tags, the cards, and it's a lot of work, but like I like it and it's fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like you said, like there's a lot more that goes into it than people think, right? Like even something simple as a thumbnail, that could just add an extra 30 minutes to your time, right? And it's a simple photo at the title of the video, but it still takes more effort than simply putting something on Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then even like the title and the thumbnail have a huge part in like, the video itself, because everybody judges a book by its cover.
Totally.
It's like if you don't make a good thumbnail and you don't have a good title, people will just see, oh, this is whatever. They'll just keep skipping through, going to like different videos. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to make like really good thumbnails to like kind of make people like want to watch the video, and like I don't do anything that's like clickbait or like try to drag people into a video, like I just show what it is, it's like it's food and it's me eating, like I'm not gonna like put like I ate 100,000 calories, click on this video, you know what I mean? Like I just basically try to be as real as possible with everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So would you say like once you kind of got that first cheat day video, it kind of started to snowball?
Oh, for sure. Like, so once I filmed that first cheat day, I was just like, bro, this is awesome. I love this. Like, I had so much fun filming the video.
Yeah.
And then even like editing it too, it was fun because like Nate and I would just kind of goof around, and it was just like a funny video. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. It was like a huge change up from the content I was doing before, and it just like, it kind of almost like brought out like another person in me, just like to have more fun rather than just like serious training vlogs all the time, like, and it was just like super fun. So I was like, what, I'm gonna just do this every single weekend. So like, the entire 2018, I filmed a cheat day every single weekend. And
so you did like 52 videos of cheat days.
Yeah. So like, I just ran with it. I'm like, what, I'm doing it every single weekend, and then people were just like expecting it, so I was like, what, I'm gonna just deliver.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like it's really fun, because that's also allowed me to reach a lot of people, but then also like help a lot of people, because I get so many like emails or DMs or like comments or whatever about people saying like how my videos have helped them with like their eating disorders or whatever, because like. There is a lot of people that have like eating disorders, and they're terrified and scared to eat like a donut or a burger or to go off track from their diet. Especially in the bodybuilding community, you understand that.
Yeah, man. Like it's crazy. Like how many people struggle with post show problems. Like I've competed now for a couple of years, but this time around, my girlfriend's attempting her first shot at it. We're both about 4 weeks out, and she's really starting to get a little bit of cravings and relationship with food is starting to rear its ugly head. So I'm like, okay, like you need to approach this constructively and understand like this is why you're feeling this way. This is how you can approach it and that kind of stuff. I totally know what you mean, dude.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's like a lot of people like kind of watch my videos and they just kind of, so I'm not just like sitting there eating food and like that's it. Like I like to talk a lot through my videos, give people tips or like why I'm doing this cheat day, how I stay in shape, and I just talk about balance, and it's like you don't have to be so restrictive, but if you do have a goal, yes, like it's important to track, but like one day out of the week, you can enjoy yourself as long as like the weekly balance is intact,
Yeah, like a few things that like I've noticed from your videos that, I commend you for is saying like, okay, like obviously unless it's one of those challenge videos, but you always mention like I'm only eating till I'm full. I'm not going to push past that, right? I'm not going to try to make myself sick or bloated or nauseous. Like once I'm content, I'm good. And that might be the whole plate. It might be half the plate depending on what it is. And you mentioned going for walks throughout the day. Like all that stuff like matters and can really give you that little bit of a healthy relationship more so than just assuming it's a day of binge fest, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what, like some people just look at it like, oh, he's just binging. I'm like, this is far from a binge because I schedule this. Like,
Yeah.
this is scheduled into my week where I do it every single week, and I'm not ravenously eating until like I'm like out of control. Like everything's fully in control. It's not like I black out and I'm like, what did I just do?
Exactly. Yeah, you kind of you don't just like close your eyes and be like, well, I'm eating everything today.
Yeah, like a binge is like when somebody's like, oh, I'm just gonna have like a little teaspoon or a tablespoon of peanut butter, and then they eat the entire jar and they're just hating themselves for it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, my stuff is like far from that, you know.
Yeah, and it's learning about yourself too, right? And like what you want to do. You're good all week. You're like, okay, I'm planning this Saturday, and I'm sure you sit down and you're like, okay, like what am I feeling tomorrow? Oh, I'm gonna have this, or I'll try this, and blah blah blah. And then you wake up Sunday and you're like, that was fun. Back at it.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like my diet. It's just like my whole like outlook and like flexibility of my diet. Like I just like I don't get cravings like I used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not so restrictive, and I've been doing fasting, so I do like one meal a day. So that's really
wow.
taught me a lot. Like so like once you get into like a fasting lifestyle, it's
Sure.
like cravings go away, and it's like you just kind of get well in tune with your body. And when it's time to eat, you eat, and when it's time to fast, you fast. And it's like you don't have to think about food.
Yep.
And when you're feeding, you have like a lot of calories to consume. So it's like you're going to bed satisfied. That meal is going to fill you up, and you're going to be good. It's not like I'm eating these baby meals throughout the day, and it's
Yeah.
like, constantly thinking about food. It's like it doesn't even like phase me anymore.
No, it's amazing. So that actually brings me to the next question that I had for you, which was, what got you onto the whole plant-based diet and fasting lifestyle, and what you've had experience from that?
Okay, so I'm not doing the plant-based diet anymore. It was basically just an experiment I did for like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, basically like I've had like issues with like my thyroid and this and that. Like I didn't know shit about like hormones or anything at all. And
Right.
First time I got shredded, whatever, I felt like dog shit. That's what happens when you get shredded.
Yep.
And I haven't seen like a doctor in a long time or had like any like checkups or whatever. So I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just like set up things with like a primary care. So went and saw like a primary care for a checkup.
Yep.
And took like some blood work and stuff. And then she like tested like my thyroid labs, and so, oh yeah, your thyroid came back kind of low. And I was like, all right, well, like, what does that mean? She's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, you kind of feel like low energy and like just not very motivated. I was like, yeah, perfect. Because like when you're shredded, you have basically no energy. And like I was like seriously like 7% body fat, like
Yep.
seriously shredded.
Yeah.
Because like it was the first time I got shredded and I couldn't leave that state. Like I was like scared to put on body fat, and I'm like, no, I got to stay shredded.
Oh, wow.
So like my doctor put me on like some thyroid medication, which was like levothyroxine, which is synthetic T4, which pretty much everybody gets put on if they have thyroid issues.
Okay.
So like for like a few years I was on that stuff, and could never get it right, never felt good. And so like after like doing a lot of reading and researching, I came across like a few different people on like YouTube. There's this one guy named Dr. Robert Morris, which he's like really big into like fruits,
Okay.
like fruits only. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop taking this thyroid medication. So I stopped taking it.
Yep.
And then started reading into like fruits only, which is like really powerful for detoxification. And then like the whole reason behind like, people's organs not properly functioning is
Right.
because of like congestion and all that in the body. So I was like, I'm going to try to like fruits only. And so I experimented with that, and I knew I was going to probably lose like some size and some muscle.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to experiment, And
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I filmed it, put it on my YouTube channel, and people were like, you can't do that. You're going to lose muscle. I'm like, watch me. I'm doing it. Like, whatever. I'm experimenting,
Yeah.
And it's like, people are so scared to just try different things, and I wasn't scared, I was just like, all I wanted was to feel good and just feel normal.
Yeah, exactly, right? And when you're just trying to feel good again, you're more than willing to maybe sacrifice a little bit of muscle just to feel half normal, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it was like the beginning of 2018 is when I stopped taking like the thyroid medication, and dude, I seriously feel the best that I felt in years.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah, like, and I was just listening to my doctor because that's what they preach and that's what they want you to do and that's what they need you to do so they can keep making money or whatever to like have you on like prescription drugs or something,
Yeah.
And it's just really insane when they don't actually look at the underlying problem.
Yeah.
Like if you're like whatever, I know the reason why my thyroid is probably low is because, I was shredded and all my hormones are suppressed,
Yep.
But I didn't know anything back then. So after just years of learning a lot of things, and I've really found what works well for my body. So I did the fruits only for a while, and then from there I just kind of like tried out the plant-based diet just to kind of see how I would feel.
Yep.
Because even like I started learning more about like kidney health and like kidney function.
Sure.
Like lots of protein causes a lot of stress on the kidney. So that's where I was like, all right, I'm gonna try fruits only. Detox my body, try to get like my kidneys start filtering, and then like I started seeing like my kidneys start filtering, so I'd be peeing like this like cloudy urine.
Really?
And so that's an indication of your kidneys are opening up and it's starting to filter. So I would pee in like a glass jar in the morning, and then you kind of let it sit and let it settle, and like dude, there was like a half inch of like basically sediment on the bottom of the jar. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's crazy,
dude. That's nuts.
So that's why I started doing like fruits only and the plant based diet, because I really just chilled out on like the protein just to kind of see what would happen. And so I was, my kidneys were still filtering as I was doing like the plant based diet.
Yep.
But my strength and my size was just kind of like, I don't know, like I was losing strength, I was losing size, and it was almost like I was looking softer.
Right.
I didn't have like that roundness and hardness. Even though I was consuming like 600 grams of carbs a day, like I just didn't have that look like I used to have when I was consuming like meat and dairy.
Right.
So after like 6 weeks, I was on the plant-based diet for 4 months, and then I started like a gaining phase, and so I was basically like 6 weeks into my bulk, and like just like whatever strength was going up very slowly, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try out, consuming meat again.
Okay.
So I started consuming meat and dairy again, but like still doing it in like a fasting style, just one meal a day.
Okay.
And like my kidneys were still filtering, and so now they still are filtering to this day. But ever since I started consuming meat and dairy again, like dude, my strength has just gone up. My recovery is so much better.
For sure.
And I just look like my body composition has completely changed. Like I'm bigger, I'm fuller, I'm rounder, and I'm leaner. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how like it's just got to be like something to do with like the amino acids and meat and like dairy, because like dude, I was consuming so much like just like fiber and everything, and I was just like so full and like disgusting on the plant-based diet that like I was just like I can't do this anymore.
No, your body probably like the shock of getting meat back into it, your uptake was probably like tenfold, and your body was just like, give me all of it.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was really crazy. And like I want to post like a comparison on Instagram. Yep. But I mean, I have 2 photos that are 6 weeks apart from being on plant-based and then being on meat, and it's like holy shit. But like I just don't want to upset all the vegans or plant-based people, because they're just be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just like,
it's a sensitive topic, right? People treat nutrition like religion.
Exactly. Like I got nothing against plant-based or vegans or anything, but it's like I know they'll have their 2 cents, and it's like they'll attack me. Like I already got like some few comments when I announced that I was eating meat again on my YouTube channel, and it's just like, no, and it's like, bro, it is what it is. Like, they're like, oh, those animals had to die, and it's like, bro, you guys are killing plants. Plants are dying too. It's like, it's the circle of life, bro. Like, like.
Oh yeah, people get too bent out of shape about it, and at the end of the day, right, you do what's best for you, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So what's like a typical like day of nutrition then for you with meat back into it with the fasting and stuff? Run me through like today, for example. What did your day look like?
Okay, so today I woke up and usually like sometimes I will just kind of do some dry fasting. So like I'll stop eating, say the night before,
Yep.
maybe around like 4 or 5 or maybe 3, depending on when I train. So then from there, I'll just kind of do some dry fasting from that time till the next day until I work out. So
Gotcha.
I just trained, like I literally just got home, like right before we started talking. So I started training at, I think it was like 11 o'clock.
Yep.
So I'll usually put some electrolytes in my water. So I'll do some baking soda baking soda and potassium.
Yep.
So that way when I'm in the fasted state, I basically have some electrolytes there and I feel
Totally.
energized throughout my workout.
Yep.
And I'll train fasted. And so post workout is when I'll usually break my fast and, have a meal. But
Sure.
I didn't consume anything post workout today because, the podcast was so close and
Yep.
I don't want to like seriously scoff down at, 5 minutes before and then just be all full and just be like lethargic while talking to you.
Yeah, you want to sit down and enjoy it for sure.
Yeah. So typically post workout I'll do like a pound of beef. So I'll do like 85-15. So that way that's roughly like 960 calories for like just that alone.
Sure.
So because even like trying to eat like leaner meats and beef, it's hard to get in all those calories
No, for
in
sure.
one window. So I try to eat the fattiest beef I can possibly eat.
Yep.
Then I'll eat anywhere from like 3 to 6 eggs. Carb sources are usually like rice, potatoes,
Sure.
oats. I do use a plant-based protein powder that I'm with High Performance Nutrition.
Yep.
Which is actually ambrosia, so it's like a plant-based protein, which is actually really tasty. So
Awesome.
I'll usually mix that sometimes with like some Greek yogurt for flavoring.
Okay.
Maybe I'll add some like mozzarella cheese to my eggs.
Nice.
But yeah, those are like the main staples. It's beef, dairy, eggs. Like so, those are like my main protein sources, and then like the carbs would be anywhere from like fruits, which is like bananas, oranges, apples, dates, raisins.
Okay.
Rice, potatoes, and oats. So that's pretty much what my diet consists of.
Yep. So pretty whole food, clean food.
Yeah. And then like the cheat day, just anything goes. Like pretty much whatever I want.
Awesome. Now, do you track like your macros through the week, or you just like kind of have a baseline of what you're gonna eat?
Yeah. So I pretty much have I just kind of go by a calorie and protein goal.
Got it.
I've been very tedious with macros back in the day of just like hitting every macro to the gram.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? I'm not a competitive bodybuilder. Like I don't need to be doing this. Like hitting a calorie goal with like a protein target, it just makes things so much easier.
No, I agree. And for like 99.9% of people, like if they could just commit to something that simple, they'd be so much better off. But they overthink it. And like you said, they're trying to get it. They're trying to get it down. Like they've got 10 grams of carbs left for the day, and they're like having a quarter of a rice cake just to get that 10 grams in. It's like, okay, slow down. You don't need to be that crazy.
Seriously, man, it's crazy. But yeah, it's like now, just over the years of just experimenting with different diets and macros, and just like my whole lifestyle just has this really flexible style of just. It's very easy for me to follow, and it's very easy for me to maintain this body composition. But I mean, of course, I train hard. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just very easy to maintain because I don't do shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like I definitely put in the work, but like I have a really good balance. And I think like roughly my calorie intake on average is roughly like 3,300 per day. Obviously I could be consuming more calories and I would be bigger, but just maintaining this body composition while like making strength gains each week is kind of like where I'm at,
No, that's amazing. So transition now into your training and stuff. What structure are you following with that and programming wise?
Okay, so I follow a upper lower off split, and so all of my training, like the main focus is a main compound lift every session. Okay. So, for instance, say like Monday would be upper body, so it could be like the overhead press as a main compound focus.
Yep.
And then I always train like antagonist muscle groups. So like A1 would be the overhead press.
Yep.
And then say A2 would be a chin up. So,
Okay.
I do a set of the overhead press and then say rest for 90 seconds and then do a set of the chin up and then repeat that back and forth for the desired set or rep target. And then, I'd have some accessory work. And then say Tuesday would be either a squat focused or a deadlift focus. Usually early in the week is a squat focus. So it'd probably be like a back squat. So that would basically be its own exercise alone. So it'd be like the back squat.
Yep.
And then like, B1, B2 would maybe be like lying leg curl with some split squats and, some accessory work.
Yep.
And then same thing for Thursday and Friday, an upper body movement and then a lower body movement for Friday. So, and also all of my programming is done through Kilo Strength. So Stefan Kazalt, he's originally from Canada, but he's a really, really smart strength coach.
Where from Canada?
So what's that?
Where from Canada? Do you know? That's where I am.
Oh, I might be wrong. Maybe Montreal. I might be wrong.
Okay, he's not far from
I'm not exactly sure where he's from, but I know he's from Canada. But he actually lives in Huntington Beach right now, and he has a gym out there called Kilo Strength Society.
Okay.
And the gym is immaculate, bro. They have the state-of-the-art equipment.
Oh, and, jealous.
I don't know if you ever heard of Atlantis equipment.
Yep.
Yeah, like the whole gym is just Atlantis equipment, and it is just state-of-the-art, phenomenal.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I've been friends with Stefan for a while, and he basically just handles all of my training programs, so that way I don't even have to worry about it. After every 3 weeks, my training switches up.
Yep.
He'll send me my new training. I just follow the program, put in the work, and I just focus on my nutrition.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's awesome. Do you do any cardio or anything like that?
Yeah. I actually just started adding in cardio since I hurt my foot. Typically, I would just walk anywhere from like 30 to 60 minutes every day. I'm just like going for a brisk walk, listening to some music, or put on a podcast.
Yep.
But since like walking kind of like hurts my foot, I just been doing like 20 minutes of cardio after every workout. Just on the bike. And then, other than that, skateboarding would be my cardio.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably a very underappreciated form of cardio.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, man. Next one that I had for you, just a random one, I guess. Favorite donut?
My favorite donut is probably the cronut. People could argue that it's not a donut, but it's like basically a croissant donut. But that one or the Cookie Monster from 5-0. So the Cookie Monster, it's a yeast-raised donut, and then it has a buttercream frosting on the top, which is like a blue frosting.
Yep. And
then they have cookie dough bites, Oreo crumbles, and then it's topped with a cookie butter drizzle.
Oh my god, that sounds unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unreal.
How'd you get hooked up with 5-0? Like, do you know them personally, or are you just from going there so much they're like, hey, you like our donuts or what?
Yeah, so when I started filming cheat days, I moved to Sarasota, and 5-0's in Sarasota, right down the street from where I live.
Right.
And so I started going there every single weekend, filming cheat days, and so then I reached out to 5-0's Instagram, which is like Christine, she's the owner.
Okay.
And I just wanted to show her. I was like, hey, I've been coming down there, every weekend, filming like these cheat day videos. I really love your donuts. Check out the video. Let me know what you think. See if you like it. And the videos were getting like a lot of views, a lot of engagement. So it's basically like free advertisement for them.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? For them, it's like, hey, might as well.
Yeah, for sure. So and I just absolutely love the donuts. So like she saw it and she was like super thankful for it. And so every time I go in there, I get free donuts. But I always like tip them and stuff. But like just like it's really cool to just like have like free donuts for every weekend.
Well, yeah, and like those ones, like those 100K donuts and stuff, like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like she's down to like make me whatever I want for like videos or this and that. And it's not like I don't like abuse being able to get free donuts. Like
no, for
going in there every single day of the week. I go there once a week, and it's like I get like 5 or 6 donuts.
Yeah, the grand scheme of things, very minor.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I just figured that was a very appropriate question to ask you.
Yeah. 50 is awesome, man. They make amazing donuts. So if any of you guys that are listening to this, if you're ever in Sarasota, Florida, be sure to stop by 50 Donuts and definitely get a Corona and definitely get a Cookie Monster. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. I've been seeing them in your videos recently, and at the tail end of a contest prep, they're looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how many competitors watch my videos. You know,
man,
people just reaching out all the time. Oh, I'm like 6 weeks in or 6 weeks out. Like you're just saving me. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
man, thank you for watching the video.
Legit. All right, man. Last one I want to finish up with. I know you got to get out of here soon, but goals for the future. What do you want to do over the next 24 to 48 months with YouTube and with hashtag Team Big Bites? Like, what's your plans?
My plans as of now is pretty much to just keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. Like I'm just really like putting all my time and effort into growing, expanding, growing my YouTube channel.
Yep.
Growing my online coaching business. I just signed with Wilhelmina Models, so it's like one of the biggest modeling agencies. So I'm excited to grow further into modeling and just keep on pushing myself and see where I can take it. Like skateboarding was basically my entire life.
Yeah.
Like that's all I did. That's all I knew. And, so just kind of tapping into different areas and just kind of seeing what I can do and just really pushing myself to grow and just live the best life that I could possibly live and try to reach a lot of people and inspire them to live a positive, healthy lifestyle. And, yeah, man, I don't really need much, but I'm enjoying life.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Good goals for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, taking some time out of your day for me.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and it's great to finally come on here.
Yeah, man. Plug your Instagram and stuff. Where can people find you? I'll have everything linked below the video, but, shout it out real quick.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at Nick Dompierre, so NickDompierre. And then, same thing on like Twitter and YouTube. If you just type in my name,
yep, you
guys will find me. And yeah, much love. I appreciate everyone's support.
That's awesome. Just look up Wicked Cheat Day and you'll find this man's face.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate this again. Thanks for coming on, and you enjoy your day.
Yeah, likewise, Leroy. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you.